Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is the biggest disappointment of the year if you were expecting another masterpiece from the guy. Seriously though, for getting the millionth adaptation of Frankenstein, who's more qualified than Del Toro? As if Pinocchio, The Shape of Water, and Pan's Labyrinth didn't already prove he feels bad for monsters. Now we have the Netflix remix of Mary Shelley's classic, and here the central idea is about creation and rejection. A reckless scientist plays God, creates life, and abandons it and suffers the consequences. It's not just science gone wrong, it's generational trauma passed from father to son to stitched together son. The story begins at its end. A ship finds Victor Frankenstein half dead in the Arctic. From there, it unfolds in two halves stretched across 2.5 hours, and yeah, you feel every minute of it. Victor recounts his miserable childhood with an abusive father, his mother's death, and a full-blown obsession with cheating mortality. Add some good old-fashioned grave robbing and corpse stitching, and he creates life and then ghosts it. The problem here is we already know the inevitable disaster is coming, so there's no real tension, just a slow, moody crawl toward it. Then, just as you're about to check your watch for the 10th time or so, the film shifts perspective and finally finds its pulse. And now it's the creature's turn to tell his story and how he was abandoned, lonely and confused as he learns how to speak, how to feel, and how brutal the world can be. He's not born a monster, he was made into one by neglect. The creature wanted connection, and he got cruelty. Oscar Isaac is superb as the brilliant but broken Frankenstein, manic with inspiration one moment, hallowed by guilt the next. There's this desperate conviction behind a man of immense potential, morally bankrupt and willing to sacrifice everything for his creation. I'll tell you what, Jacob Elordi has come a long way since all the teen stuff he was doing, and he's the heart and soul of Del Toro's creature. Starting with innocent wonder, then unraveling into confusion, a fragile sense of purpose, deep vulnerability, and finally, rage and revenge. Think less monster, more tragic figure even as he lashes out at a world that rejects him. As always, Mia Goth has the screen presence, but the role doesn't do her any favors. She's underwritten and awkwardly wedged as a love interest between 3 characters. And of course, the wild card here is Christoph Waltz as the uncle slash arms dealer slash financial backer. Let's just say you understand why he's so into bringing the dead back to life. Of course, the production design deserves an A+. There's grandeur, yes, the practical sets, rich costume design, and gorgeously grotesque scars on the creature. But I hoped for visuals like Edgar's Nosferatu that came out last year, a gothic, gritty, lived-in world with texture. Instead, it suffers from Netflix's signature digital gloss where everything looks a little too perfect. But hey, Frankenstein is haunting, heartfelt, and occasionally overindulgent. Faithful to Shelley, but unmistakably Del Toro, and I mean that as a compliment. A story of two souls, creator and